Alright, so the lesson we're going to talk about is connecting words and pictures. So I know in the past we did illustrations with the text, but this time we're going to connect the words to pictures in a story passage or a literature passage. So first, our learning target. The reason why we need to know this standard is by looking at the illustrations in a story, you can learn more about the characters, where the story takes place, and the feeling the author creates. So that is the main reason why we're using this standard, so that we learn more about the characters, the story, and the setting, and how the mood and the feeling of the characters based on just the illustration. So everyone loves stories with pictures, but pictures or illustrations are more than just decoration. Illustrations work with the words to help you understand how characters look. They provide details about the setting or where the story takes place. They can also show you what happens and add to the mood or feeling that the story creates in the reader. For example, the mood of the story can be frightening, serious, or funny. Look at the illustration and the text beneath it. What do you learn from both? So I'll give you a minute just to look at the picture of what's happening. Now the text says, "This is no ordinary door. Somehow this door led Mia into the world of the video game she had just been playing. Its bright colors and smooth shapes are inviting. Best of all, Jorak seemed to be waiting for her, but Mia had to wonder, if she went in, would she ever get out?" So now we're going to look at how the picture and the text play into part using this little chart. Now the chart has details about the characters, the setting, and the mood, based on what the text says and what the illustration says. So they gave us a little bit of freebies, but we're going to reread the text and look at the illustration. Which details do both provide that help you understand the characters, the setting, and the mood, and we're going to add a little extra to that. So first off, details about the characters. In the freebie they give you, it says that, one character's name is Mia, and then you have the game character. Now, if we look back in our text to find the game character's name, because we always want to give specifics, his name, if we can find it, always want to reread, his name was Jorax. So we're going to underline that, Jorax. So then we want to add it in our chart there, because we always want to add a little bit more detail. Alright, so we're going to write Jorax on the line. So that's another detail about our character based on the text. Alright, now using the illustration, what can we gain from the illustration about our characters? So let's take a look at the illustration again. As I'm looking at just the illustration, I would say, you can start with Mia is a girl. We can tell by the picture. We can also tell she has long hair, if you want to go really basic. Alright, and we can tell that there is another game character waiting for her inside the game. Now this is everything I'm adding into the box. Everything I said, we always want to make sure we add those details into the box. Now what about the setting? Details about the setting. So first off, yes, they give you a freebie again. From the text you learn that it's the world of the video game, but let's see if the text can give us any other information. So it says, "There was no ordinary door. Somehow this door led Mia into the world of the video game she had just been playing. Its bright colors and smooth shapes were inviting. Best of all, Jorak seemed to be waiting for her, but Mia had to wonder, if she went in, would she ever get out?" Well, one thing I can see, yes, is they already stated that it's the video game, the world, But I learned a few details about the video game world, that it has bright colors and it has smooth shapes. So those are details I probably want to add there. So those would be some more details based on the text. Now I really can't see too much more on the text about the setting. So let's try looking at the illustration now. Now based on this illustration, I can see the setting looks kind of like a Mario Kart game. Alright, there's a racetrack. There's palm trees. I can see it kind of looks somewhat of like a beach in the distance with sand and water. There even it looks like there's some sort of racetrack in the sky as well, so I'm going to add that down. Alright, so as you can see, I added exactly what I was saying, the Mario Kart, that's what it looks like. There's a lot of racetracks, there's palm trees, it looks like a beach, and then there's even a sky racetrack as well, if you wanted to be a little even more detailed. Now this time they don't give us a freebie, so we have to kind of think for ourselves a little bit. Details that create the mood. So we want to look for details that create the mood in the text first. Now, if you remember from the above paragraph, if you forgot, like sometimes we all tend to do, the mood is a feeling. So this is how it makes you feel, or the feeling you get when you're reading the story, or the feeling it creates. And for example, they give us like frightening, serious, or funny. So let's check back in the text. There was no ordinary door. Somehow this door led Mia into the world of the video game she had just been playing. Its bright colors and smooth shapes were inviting. Best of all, Jorak seemed to be waiting for her, but Mia had to wonder, if she went in, would she ever get out? Now, So as I'm looking for this, I'm trying to look for clue words that would help give me some emotion that's going on. And I would say probably a good clue word is that it kind of looked inviting. And then Mia had to wonder about something. So usually I would say if you're wondering about something, I would say maybe you're a little cautious or anxious, nervous maybe, if I'm wondering something, or even curious, especially that last line where it says, would she ever get out? I'm definitely curious about that last line. Whether the character is curious, I'm curious. I wish I could continue the story and see what happens next. But inviting also seems a little friendly as well, the term inviting. So I want to add that down too. I feel pretty inviting. Now that's a lot of mood just from those two words in the text. So even the smallest context clues can give you a lot of information. So now let's look at the picture. What do you gain from the illustration that could help you figure out the mood? Let's see. As I'm looking at the picture, once again, she kind of looks a little unsure. She doesn't seem like she's that excited. Her hands look a little like they're nervous. She's not sure if she wants to go in or not. The mood I'm looking at with all the fun games is, looks like it's a lot of fun. Like there's a lot of things to do in it. It looks exciting. I definitely like stepping into one of those games and playing it. It looks cheerful, I would say. It says I don't see any creepy trees or dark clouds or anything like that. It looks very cheerful. It looks like a pretty joyous place to be at. So those are all things I'm going to add. I'm going to add unsure, fun, exciting, cheerful, and joyous there. In that way, I'm getting as much information as I can from the illustration. So at the end, I want you to focus on this. How would you describe the mood of this story, and which details from the text and the illustration help create that mood? So based on what you saw, how would you call that mood? And I'll let you think about that. All right, stay tuned for the next lesson.